Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sports Wrap Daily. Happy Monday. We are fresh off of the Super Bowl. Hopefully, it was at a time where everybody was able to get some sleep still, charge up for a week ahead Monday, and you got right back into the routine, weren't too full, too Super Bowl hangover sort of vibes. We had to make sure that didn't happen. But we're going to talk about the big game, of course. I'm here with Sports Director Chris Maathuis. Chris, how you feeling?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. If you don't have a dog in the fight yesterday, if you weren't a Seahawks or a Patriots fan, I know we got Ted coming up, but that game was the most boring game that I can ever recall watching a Super Bowl. 9-0 at the half. We knew the defenses would be pretty good, but it just had no spice. It was a defensive battle. And I think in a game like that, unless you're like a Seahawks fan, or, well, not a Patriots fan because they're getting beat, but it's just like, oh, this game is just dragging. There was no excitement to it.
Yeah, no.
You had to be a fan of one of those two teams.
Definitely was missing some pizzazz. And that was one of the things we talked about going in, is that you don't have the same old teams and players in, so the conversation was different. But I did want today's episode to have some of that special feeling.
Oh, so there we go.
So you hear him and you see him every day on 8 News Now. And this is his first time coming up here for Sports Wrap Daily. And it's appropriate talking about Mr. Ted Florendo.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Meteorologist
Thank you.
There we go. How about a clap for old Ted over here?
Not only is he the chief meteorologist, he is a Seahawks fan.
Die hard.
Okay, so ask Ted how he enjoyed the game.
Tell us, Ted.
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, I agree with you guys 100%. Like the first couple of the first quarter, second quarter, I'm like, come on, like no touchdowns. I mean, nothing at all. So as a Seahawks fan, yeah, it was boring. I'm just glad we were in the lead.
Right, because also you knew that you kept getting close, but having to settle for field goals.
Yeah.
So while like it wasn't just riveting the action, you didn't have this peace of mind of like, oh, this game's over with already. It was like, no, if they get 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, this is a ball game.
That 100%. So the whole time I'm going, okay, this isn't over. I mean, these are all just kicks. These are all just field goals, right? So all it does is takes 1 TD from Drake May, and then it's game over. Because how do we know Sam's going to step up? Because it's weird that Sam was not getting any TDs. JSN was completely covered, by Gonzalez. So it's like it could be anyone's game. So I was still biting nails, still nervous on what could happen. But I agree, it was kind of a slow game.
See, why Ted's biting his nails, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this prop bet here, this prop bet here.
Exactly.
Was there a 3-0 after one? Was there a 9-0 at the halftime? Thinking,
right.
Hey, what would that a prop bet been? A 9-0 score at halftime.
Even that final score is probably the first ever in a Super Bowl, 29 to 13. That might have been the only 29-13 game all season.
Yeah.
Of course, you're seeing Klint Kubiak, offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, and want to talk about his performance, Chris? Because if anything, while they weren't getting to the end zone, it was a clear distinction of one offense is moving the ball.
Yeah.
They look to be cohesive. There's all this action that's happening, and maybe we're not getting the end zone, but there was no turnovers. It was safe, and it was sound, and it was drawn up really well. And of course, he confirmed it beforehand that he's coming to Vegas.
Yeah, that was kind of cool that afterward, during the interview, he goes, yeah, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to go there and, see what happens. But I thought it was interesting, too, that during the course of this game, they were kind of setting up the Patriots for that touchdown pass. Did you notice that?
That's what they said.
Yeah. It's like we're gonna run this, we're gonna run this, we're gonna run this, and then I think it was the 4th time or 3rd or whatever time. Then all of a sudden it's there. They ran it. They got the easy touchdown, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about Barner to highlight them because, like we said, they had weapons, and it wasn't this one person's going to do it to you, but the scheme sort of involved everybody. And if you start that over one more time, Carlos, that would be clutch, because what was really cool was in the second half, of course, the Patriots had a chance clear until the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Like they were never officially done until the defense started getting those big turnovers.
Yeah.
And while I was slightly pulling for just a good game and the Patriots to do something, I got super excited seeing number 7, Uchenna Nwosu, run back that interception because he's from my hometown.
Oh, is he
He's
really?
from Carson, California, from Del Amo.
I had no idea.
Bunch of friends I went to elementary, middle school with that know Uchenna, and were shouting him out. They hang out year round. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm happy.
That's
and then,
great.
of course, Sam Darnold. First USC quarterback to win a Super Bowl. How does that happen?
And first from that draft class, too. Remember that?
How about that draft class? You had Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Josh Allen,
Baker Mayfield,
and Sam Darnold. Who gets the Super Bowl first? Unbelievable. You would have never guessed
And
that.
the other guys, they have some MVPs there. You got Lamar, you got Josh. Sam's not even an MVP candidate, and he won it. He got the Super Bowl.
Fifth team. I think isn't he the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl with having played on 5 or more teams?
Yeah, that sounds accurate. I wouldn't doubt that. However it goes. And I want to say I read that he read to the same high school as Maria Taylor, who was holding the microphone, and they were like up there just sharing a moment.
That's hilarious.
And
I did not know
their
that.
story goes way back to their own childhoods as well. But impressive stuff from Sam. I think that we can officially say that 14-3 in Minnesota and in Seattle was not a fluke. You know, different coaches, different teammates, stakes, pressure, a whole playoff run. So he's got a legacy under his belt now that, again, we were talking, Chris, I was a big fan of his at USC because of that Rose Bowl game. And then when he entered the league, I was like, oh, is he not that guy?
Yeah.
I was sold in college. I thought he was that guy. And, hey, he takes some bumps and bruises.
Now he is the guy. Yeah.
I think also you also have to talk about how, and we might have mentioned this, Chris, to each other on a break, how a testament to his fortitude and his thinking and how he was raised, because I went to school with Ryan Leaf, and no disrespect to Ryan Leaf, but when Ryan Leaf didn't do well his first season, he completely caved. I mean, he just went downhill, so did Johnny Manziel, right? But this guy, he didn't cave. He just went to team after team, kept that level head, and now look at him now. The other guys caved.
Especially in the postseason. Sam Darnold led the NFL in turnovers over the course of the regular season with 20.
Yeah.
But in the postseason, zero. He had no turnovers in the postseason. Here's another interesting. You guys like the pick of Kenneth Walker as the MVP?
Yeah.
I like that pick. First time in 28, and I couldn't believe this.
Yeah.
First time in 28 years, you have a running back named MVP. Remember the last guy? Terrell Davis.
Yeah. Yep.
Terrell Davis.
And off of that, too, was the first MVP with no touchdown in the game.
Yeah.
And, Ted, what do you think? Should it have gone to Jason Myers? I mean, he did his job.
Well, coming from because Chris knows this, too. I was a kicker in high school.
Yeah.
So we don't get enough love, right? We really don't. So I was thinking the same thing, too. That would have been really interesting because, I mean, he was kicking for 41 yards out, 39 yards out. He didn't miss at all. Not at all. So I was thinking the same thing. Could the kicker get the MVP? He would probably deserve it. The other thing is you can't give a whole defense the MVP, right? Because their defense should get the MVP too, but it has to go to an individual.
And they did spread the love. It was DBs getting sacked.
Yeah.
Devon Witherspoon on that freaking nickel blitz was just unstoppable. The rookie tackles on the rookie linemen for the New England got sort of exposed for sure. But, if you're the Kickers Association, you're like, guys, what else do we have to do?
What do I do, right?
You know,
Right.
Sorry I didn't make it from midfield one time, but also it would have been, and I think they're still getting their credit today. They're going to get a parade. They're going to, this team will be celebrated and have a legacy that goes past this year. But that special
100%.
teams unit overall for Seattle was tremendous all year. And there's some talks about maybe trying to pluck a player or two from that Seattle team with Klint Kubiak when they come to Las Vegas. They're talking about Shaheed because he's a free agent coming up. They're talking about the quarterbacks coach there potentially being Kubiak's offensive coordinator in Las Vegas. So I'm sure they're going to give him about 48 hours to be a Seahawk before. It seemed, because we were wondering this morning, Chris, if will he be here or what?
I thought there would be a press conference. There's got to be. Then I thought maybe tomorrow, but I understand the parade's on Wednesday, so maybe it might not be until Thursday that they
let them round it out.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Ted's got a funny story and to sort of tell some more of his Seattle ties and his feature here on Sports Rap Daily. So don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. And we're back here on Sports Rap Daily. It is the Monday after the Super Bowl, so you know what we're talking about. We're taking away the things that we need to from the game. Yes, it wasn't the most heart-wrenching and come down to the last second game like a lot of the games were this season, but another season in the books. And to help us get familiar with this year's champions, I'm here with Sports Director Chris Maathuis and our special guest today, Ted Florendo, who before he fell into our lap here at Channel 8, Chris, you were here when he got here. Ted spent some time in Washington.
Way older.
Go ahead and
Wait, I thought we were the same age.
Oh, possibly. It must be our skin routine, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, Ted, you were telling me a cool story that you covered when Seattle, the big thing, if you're not from there, that everybody associates with their team today is the 12th man.
Yeah.
The stadium, Lumen Field, and the way it's designed, the architecture, how loud it gets, the whole Legion of Boom era, things like that. But it wasn't there forever.
No,
it wasn't there forever.
Well, what people need to realize is we weren't the Bears, we weren't the Niners. Like, we didn't have any Super Bowl rings at all. We were horrible forever, for the 70s to the 80s. We had Jim Zorn, we had Steve Largent for sure, right? But you need more than those guys. And so we played in this, what was called the Kingdome, all right? And Chris, I don't know if you remember the size of the there's a picture of the Kingdome right there. We were horrible to the point where I remember getting a Seahawks jersey for Christmas as a kid, and I go, I don't want it. Why would I want to wear a Seahawks jersey? We're horrible, right? Give me a Sonics jersey, right? Give me a Mariners jersey.
Yeah.
And so eventually they're like, well, they're not doing well. Maybe we just need a new field, right? So as my first time reporter in Yakima, Washington, where Cooper Kupp's from, by the way, they had us cover the implosion of the Kingdome. So the Kingdome got imploded. We were out there for that Kingdome implosion. I remember being live for that. And when it imploded, we remember seeing everybody start scattering and running away. We're like, what's going on? It's because there were so many rats in the Kingdome that once it imploded, all these rats came running out. And we're just like, wow, I'm glad we're not actually on the ground. But to make a long story short, is after that was done and Lumen Field was built, the Seahawks just kind of turned around. Maybe you need that.
Really quickly after that, because they were in the Super Bowl in 07, 06 it was with Sean Alexander.
Hasselbeck. We had Matt Hasselbeck on that. We had Sean Alexander. So they
Tim
did
Brown
well.
in that receiving core? Maybe not.
I don't think he was.
No? Okay, right.
I wish he was. If we had him, we might have did some good.
What's unique is I found this picture of Lumen Field from December of 2024, and you'll appreciate this, Ted, but you can see this was a game. I think they were playing the Packers.
Yeah.
And that they had a drone show during the game that took the shape of the Kingdome.
I never saw that.
Yeah, this was towards the very end of the season. This is probably one of those, halftime moments or something like that. You're only seeing if you're there. Or local Seattle news is probably covering it, things like that.
Cool.
But I was like, oh, would you look at that?
And it's so loud in there. Like the Kingdome was loud, but Lumen Field is a next level, which is weird because the Kingdome was covered, right? Because it rains so much in Seattle. And Lumen is not covered, but it's still unbelievably loud while you're in there. So it's amazing.
What do you think about this team next year, Chris?
Well, I was just thinking when Ted was talking, I said, you know what? The Raiders play the NFC West teams next year.
They play Seattle.
So they would be playing Seattle.
And it's actually in Vegas because I was joking with our executive producer, Ian, who's if you couldn't make it, I was gonna drag Ian up here.
Oh yeah, he's a good one too.
But I was joking with him that, hey, did you get your ticket? Are you looking at are you looking at accommodations already for when the Seahawks come to town?
100%. That'd be a good one too, because obviously we got to go against Kubiak, who is an offensive genius now, and we'll see how we do as the Seahawks do. I say we as the Seahawks when I'm also Raiders too. But
that NFC West was tough though this year.
Yeah,
I mean you look at those teams in that NFC West.
100%.
Awesome. Yeah.
And outside of and kudos again to John Schneider for starting from scratch. What's interesting is that they showed this during the broadcast. This team is basically a product of trading away Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah.
They sent him away and got just a bevy of picks from Denver and a couple of players that have since already moved on. I remember from that trade, like George Fant, or Noah Fant, some tight ends, some residual pieces, but all of the picks they got from that draft, a first and a second in back-to-back drafts from Denver, were the guys who won this game.
That's the tough part. You guys realize as a Seattle fan, when that happened, okay, we got rid of Russell Wilson, I was almost crying because I'm like, wait, he's our Super Bowl guy. And then we get Jackson Smith Njigba, and I think we might have got, I don't know if it's Witherspoon or whatever. Yeah. And I go, okay, that sucks, but John Schneider then got rid of Pete Carroll. I was like, why did we get rid of Pete? Who's this Mike McDonald guy? And in 2 years, Mike McDonald takes the Super Bowl. And on top of that, we're getting rid of Geno and we're getting rid of DK. We're screwed. And then what happened?
Man,
it opened the door to JSN. Well, this John Schneider
brought in Cooper Kupp. Kubiak, who was in New Orleans, probably says, hey, can I get my guy that I had last year, this speedster, and use him in this system? Because just wait to see what he does, and lo and behold, no.
Look what happened. On the trade deadline. We got him on the trade deadline.
Well done by that front office.
100%.
They're going to be thrilled up in Seattle. I mean, It's nuts up
It's
there right
amazing. And like up there, the best part I like about Seattle, I wish I could be there, is what I like about the Seattle people and the fans, the 12s, is we're not going to destroy our city. like we'll celebrate, we'll get some coffee, whatever, but no one's going to. I've been in some
Starbucks.
markets where we've won. I've been in some cities where we've won, and I've been the meteorologist there, and our team has to actually go out because they're covering riots. They're out covering riots. I'm like, why?
I did see some video, but they were amicably in the street.
Yes.
They were in the streets last night, which you have to.
You have to.
But there was no destruction. There were no tear gas. They didn't have to call enforcement.
We don't do that. We got too much coffee, and I guess we're all vegans there. So
some coffee.
They're not tearing down the needle up there.
No. We need the needle.
Ted, because it's getting close to that time, we know you've got a schedule and our newscast will be going underway. But anything else before? Thanks. And of course, you're welcome back, man. This is the first.
Oh, this is fun.
And let Brian Loftus know you beat Brian on Sports Rap Daily.
I will do that for sure. Chris, why don't we both do that so Brian knows from both of us that happened. Gentlemen, it was a pleasure, and have me come back anytime because I love talking sports too, other than just talking weather and cumulus clouds.
Biggest play of the game for you yesterday?
I would say the Nwasu interception.
What about you?
That changed everything.
Yeah, that was big. How about you, Darrell?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else
I'm going to go with the Julian Love pick.
Yeah, that was it.
Because they were kind of moving the ball.
That's a good one.
If they'd have got in and scored right there, it's like, whoa, okay, wait a sec.
Yeah.
Now the Patriots have something here.
Yeah, it was still within striking range.
Yeah.
That's actually a good one, too. That's a tough one, too, because you could see Drake May, the dread in Drake May at that point. You kind of know when the quarterback's kind of giving up a little bit, he's just like, I just saw in his face at that point, it's like, and the sideline, you saw everybody's sideline just kind of shake their head like, okay, we're done.
He wasn't that MVP type candidate in the game yesterday at all.
Yeah, no, that was the straw that did it. I think that did it. Super Bowl 60 in the books. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
Congrats to the Patriots. This did throw some water on some of their momentum. There were a lot of New England fans who were kind of like, we're back, and the road might still be uphill a little bit, but those guys will get another year older.
Yeah.
You can't do it. Nothing replaces experience.
No.
As an athlete. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, Ted, now how many guys off your Seattle team will be back next year? How many free agents are on that team, like unrestricted? I think Kenneth Walker isn't.
He is.
Yeah.
So they might tag him now,
but
at least.
I think they have a huge salary cap to work with. Seattle has a huge salary cap, so they could get all those guys back. And I think a lot of them want to come back because everything's in place. You got the best special teams. You got the best defense, of course. Yeah. And the offense, is great too, O-line. So I think they might want to just come back,
Yeah.
No, they'll be dealt with next year. They're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere either. Sports Rap Daily is coming right back. I actually want to mention some local high school events that are coming up because this is a big week for those scholars, student athletes here in Southern Nevada.
Flag football. Flag at Allegiant. Allegiant Stadium.
It was
Thursday.
It was all throughout the broadcast yesterday as well. We'll talk about it when we come back. Back here on Sports Rap Daily. I am Darrell Harris. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening, streaming, watching on YouTube, wherever that may be, we appreciate it. Let's go ahead and mention a couple of high school events. And I say a couple because the boys and girls basketball state playoffs begin tonight across the state. But I also want to bring attention, we're going to sort of spend more time on this later in the week, but the girls high school flag football championship game is also this week, Thursday at Allegiant Stadium. Chris, I know, were you there last year for it also?
I missed it last year, but I'm excited. I mean, what the Raiders do for the high schools, whether you're a Raider fan or not a Raider fan, what they do out here in the community with helping these teams, supporting these teams, giving these teams facilities, equipment, all that stuff, phenomenal. They open their doors. Allegiant Stadium for high school flag football. That's pretty awesome, Darrell.
And they get a lot of people in those seats as well. And even that, they have the junior Raiders is like a boys, like Pop Warner sort of league. I was talking to a parent whose kid plays for the junior Raiders, I believe. So, right, their presence here is definitely encouraging more activity on the boys and girls fronts. You saw the ads for Super Bowl or Olympics in 2028 during the big game last night. So, flag football is only taking off. The folks over at Nevada State begin their first season ever in athletics this spring, track and field and flag football. So we'll talk some more about that.
Yeah.
And also one of the things we've been talking about on here since the season really began is high school hoops. The girls and boys playoffs begin tonight. I know it's on the girls bracket. that Centennial is still on the bracket. I know they were in the news end of last week for having to forfeit some games over some eligibility issues. I did see them in the playoff bracket, though.
Yeah, so they're back. Karen White's. It'll be awesome there. You see the playoffs and who's playing.
Yeah, here's the boys' bracket. All these games basically tip off at 6:30 tonight, so can't make all of them, but I will try to be at one or so. But
which one stands out there, Darrell?
This is Division 4A, which is one tier below the state's top teams. 5A is the top teams, and those games begin on Thursday, which is why I didn't put them on the bracket. So out of here, Faith Lutheran at Las Vegas High School is going to be a pretty good game. Matter East at Durango is going to be a pretty good game. That's Coach Devin Maathuis, who I talked to on Sport. We saw that package on Sports Wrap. And then Losi Foothill, and then Basic. That's where Hudson plays.
Yeah.
That we profiled in that story too. Hudson at Basic versus Shadow Ridge. Clark's supposed to be really, really talented. I didn't get a chance to see them during the season, but I did meet some kids at Valley. I think Clark maybe has the edge over them, but some good underclassmen also was some of the things that I've talked to from coaches. They were saying that our senior class might not be the deepest or the best it's been in years past, but we can sort of say that the class coming up next year is going to be maybe more prolific, if we want to say it like that.
Oh, interesting. I know you were at a couple of these games earlier, and the games that you went to, when you brought back the highlights that we ran on Channel 8, the gyms were packed, which is impressive because there was a time when many of these games, not many fans would show up. So it was cool that you actually had a chance to go to some of these games where there's people and fans and parents and friends showing up and student bodies showing up. Hey, there were more fans at that girls' game that you went to the other day than there were at the UNLV game, which is sad. I mean, that's a whole other topic, but we were there Saturday afternoon. No student. There might have been 20 students that showed up.
Yeah, compared to all those traveling Grand Canyon
kids that showed up. And, I mean, what are those students doing at 1:30? It's free. They're giving them free food, free parking, whatever. They walk across the campus from their dorm. They're giving them prizes. I don't know what you can – I don't know. I don't have an answer, but I'm thinking, what is it over at UNLV that these kids aren't attending the games? I don't get it.
I mean, they did win that game.
Yeah, they won the game.
They did win that game. No telling if they're going to be able to sort of repeat that. Grand Canyon has knocked off some teams that UNLV's gotten beat down by.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're a decent team.
Yeah. And
UNLV was missing 2 starters.
Yeah. And then I wasn't at the game, but when I saw that what's one of the starters' names? Not Isaac.
Fleming. There was
Cunningham.
Cunningham. Yeah.
I was like, oh, Cunningham's playing today. Yeah. So
what does that tell you? All their people are hurt.
Right. But no, so high school season, I know they're looking forward to it. A lot on the line for them. Here's some video that I just took sort of throughout the year, some of the stories that we've been talking about. This was the first game tournament that I just sort of went to up at Legacy. They're in the playoffs tonight. And you're seeing faith in some of these plays. But I think that, again, I just wanted to get out there, Chris, to see what it's like at the local level, hear from them, sort of tell some of those stories from what they're telling me, which we've been talking about, is that, the challenge for them right now is making the leap to what is now a completely different NCAA game.
Yeah. No, that's it. I mean, these guys right here, some of these kids, a lot of them, like you were saying, we talked about this before, a lot of these kids will go on to the junior college level, Division II, play some hoops, and hopefully get noticed because the transfer portal's wide open, that they'll at least get a chance to play because a lot of these coaches now aren't going to go get the high school kids that are mediocre because they'll wait for these guys to develop because they might they'll need a senior or a junior that has more experience.
Yeah, let me give my guys Damani Ranch some love up north in Reno. That's Damani Ranch after they won the Las Vegas Prep Championship. They're in the state playoffs bracket for the Northern Region. However,
look at this. You got Passner and
as I went,
Mullen.
throughout the year, I just noticed that, all right, there is some presence. There is some attention. I ran into Passner a couple of times. The second time I saw him was watching Democracy Prep at Doolittle Center. He walked in by himself at 8 or something. I said, all right, Josh.
Look at the fans. We were talking about the stands. I like it.
And this is for some of the state's top teams.
Yeah.
And again, those playoffs begin on Thursday. So I'm going to try to get some of those guys in here to talk about just what they got going on and the girls' teams between now and then. But wrapping up their season, and then spring sports start right away. We'll have volleyball, and I believe baseball kicks off in the spring for high school level as well. So
let me plug, since I got a second, let me plug our show this weekend, Sports Wrap, over on Channel 8. We're going to have the shot putter for UNLV. She's a gal from India. I don't know how many athletes are from India, but it's from India. Then we also got a volleyball player. So we're going to kind of highlight some of those Olympic sports, some of the sports that are outside of football and basketball, the big popular sports, and baseball or softball. So we're gonna talk to them on Sports Rep Daily, 3:00 following golf this Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, no, there's so many stories to tell. There's so many. And I know that UNLV does recruit some athletes from far and wide, all over, really. So, and this is a big international hub anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking forward to that, Chris. We'll be looking forward to anything the Raiders do announce or do sort of this week. We'll just be on standby for when that may
See
be.
what happens.
But we're here. And a few more Running Rebels games. Knights are on break. Olympic hockey. We will get into some of that. I'm going to be watching, Chris.
Yes.
I'm going to be watching.
Oh, and don't forget curling. How about the U.S. team? I think Canada got knocked out, so they're not going to medal. That's their sport. But USA still in the running for a gold.
Let's do it. Sports Wrap Daily. Happy Monday, everybody. We'll see you the rest of this week. Have a great night. I'm Darrell Harris. That's Chris Maathuis.